Hello everybody, UFC Wildcat here with another commentary. This time I am playing against the 18th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers, and this is a really good game. I'm Northwestern, 3-6 at this point. Gotta win this game to stay in bowl contention, so a lot of pressure on me in this game, and I don't know. Really tough game, a lot of tough breaks at the end. I'll eventually get to that. I'll talk about the last few drives, but mainly this video, I kind of want to talk about my impressions on NCAA. It's been about, almost a month right now. Today's the 13th of August, so it's been out for a good month. We've pretty much hit that point where I can start breaking it down, I guess, fairly, because I've played it enough that I know all the ins and outs of the game. But I'll talk about the points that I really like about this game, but then I'll kind of hash out, what are some things that, left a lot to be desired or kind of made me a little upset about the game. But some of the main things that I really like, number one overall, I love the coaching tree idea. It was something that I know in my top 10 video of top 10 things that need to be in NCAA 14, I had that nowhere near. I know I had a thing where I said, you need to hire assistant coaches, or you need to make it a system where your assistant coaches are really important, but this was totally out of left field. I had no idea about these coaching trees. It never even crossed my mind having a little RPG type system to your coach, and it adds a lot to the game, a lot of management that you have to go through. There's the recruiting tree and the game management tree as a head coach, but as an offensive or defensive coordinator, you have your own tree to deal with. Just a lot of stuff that you have to oversee as a coach yourself, just trying to make yourself better. And I really love that aspect. It's something that I heard it and I was like, wow, that actually sounds pretty good. And then I played it and it far overseeded all my expectations for it so far. I know in our dynasty at this point, the recruiting tree looks like to be the best tree. Your recruiting is definitely, number one. You have to focus on it. But with the skill trees, you have a lot of customization, In our dynasty, for the E, we have some people who are half and half, some people focusing half their points so far on the game management tree, with all the stuff oh, your kicker doesn't get iced or whatever that stuff is. And then you also have them, on the recruiting tree too, getting half and half. But I know a majority of the users in our dynasty are focusing on that recruiting tree, because recruiting is a big part of the dynasty. I know with the E, we've gone through one season, and for the off season, I totally messed up. I got 5 recruits in one season. I don't know how that happens. That's basically a coach coming in and saying, oh yeah, well, we'll talk to 9 guys. We may get 5. I don't know. I completely messed up there, and that really bothers me, but yeah, the recruiting tree is definitely going to be the number one tree. You got to focus on that, and that's what I'm doing this year. I kind of was putting 2 points on the game management tree and the rest onto my recruiting tree, but now I've got to kind of focus on my recruiting tree so that I don't get blown out in these recruiting battles, especially since I have now lost a star going 4-8. I've gone from a 3-star to a 2-star. So I need to get that star back, and I need to do well in the recruiting trails, or else I'm shit out of luck coming up in the upcoming seasons. But yeah, the recruiting tree is something I really like. Something I also like, it's another thing pertaining to Dynasty. With that, the computer games are actually really hard. I know the first season I lost to Cal, I got pretty much destroyed by California. I played Syracuse tight. It was a really tough game the entire way. And then I got beat by Vanderbilt. I had 2 late turnovers that really cost me, and that's something in the game that I really enjoyed. It was something that made me feel hey, I have to work for these wins. It's not something where I can turn on my Xbox, sign into the Dynasty, and I get a win against the computer like last year. It's, again, another thing I talked about in my top 10 things needed for 14 is a difficult computer, and they actually delivered on that, which I'm really happy about. The computer games are crucial. I mean, we were just talking about it in our league. We were talking on the forums, and one of the big things that our best user, Jello, at Illinois right now, he was saying how last year in 13, when he was SMU, he had 97 games, a span of 97 games, and he only lost one computer game, which is unheard of. Like, that means like a 96-1 record against non-user teams. I mean, you're dominating at that point, and I think I was pretty close to that too. I don't think I ever lost the computer unless it was like I was having turnover after turnover after turnover, and it was just like the worst game I could play. So the competitive computers is something that I really enjoy, because with Jello, the same guy we're talking about in Illinois, he won the Big Ten championship, but then lost the Rose Bowl against Teddy Bridgewater in Louisville, and then his first week of the season, he lost his first game. The game's actually slipping me. I can't remember who he played, but he lost that game, and it just makes you think, wow, everybody's vulnerable. Like, I went 1-2 in my out-of-conference, and I didn't go to a bowl. I went 4-8, and that hurt me again with my coaching stuff. Another thing I kind of really like the Ultimate Team. I haven't really delved into it too much. I've played like 8 games against users, and I've played a few against those little computer challenges. But it's something that really intrigues me, because being an Arizona fan, I can get like my favorite players there. I can get like Nick Foles, the quarterback. I can get Mike Thomas, the wide receiver. I can get a bunch of linemen. I can get like Ricky Elmore, Brooks Reed, Earl Mitchell at D-tackle. I can try and get the elite Antoine Cason, which is also really cool. The Antoine Cason was probably one of my favorite players at Arizona. Kind of really, turned me on to the fact like Arizona's a really good team, and I just can't believe that he's elite. Like, he's one of the guys that you really want at cornerback. So, top-notch NCAA. Really good idea with the Ultimate Team. I haven't really delved into Road to Glory, something I haven't really, played too much, but it's something that I've heard a lot of good things, so I can't really down-talk Road to Glory, but if I ever got into it, I think it'd be a lot of fun, but something I haven't really gotten into. But there are a few bad things in this game that really, really get to me. As you see right here, one of them right here, the read option. This guy, whatever, good for you, man, for running the read option, but I feel like the read option is probably the easiest play to run in this game. I feel like if I told my little brother who's 13, if I said, hey man, here's the controller, if you see this happen, you hold A and you're going to get yards. He could probably run that play all the way down the field against the best of best users and probably at least get, a field goal, or at least get in a field goal range. He could, get to a point where he's scoring points. And I think that makes it way overpowered. There's no reason that a play should be run by a pretty intricate play. The option itself is really hard. I know when I've run the triple option in this game, at least that's pretty hard, but shotgun read option is probably the easiest play anybody can run. Pistol read option, all that jazz. Really, really easy. But, I don't know. It's something easy. Also, the offense is really, really overpowered. I feel offense can, the game, you have to sell to make appeal. People want to make the big plays and all that, but offense is really overpowered. Even with my air raid-ish type offense, I don't think anybody could stop me. I had a few games, like my Michigan State game I posted, and another game where I played a Rutgers team that I completely blew out. Like, if I'm on my game, I could easily, have 2 incompletions in a game, which is, I don't know. It's, against users, I understand, if I'm playing on my game, they should not be able to stop me. But offense really is overpowered, and I think, they need to get a more focus on defense, because defense wins championships. Look at Alabama, LSU, Auburn. All those teams had really good defense, and they were all the SEC, but I don't like the SEC, so. But, I don't know. Offense is overpowered, and I feel like, they need to focus on defense, but that's one thing. Also, the final thing I'm going to really touch on is I feel with Dynasties, the coaching thing is really cool, but you can't turn off the coaching carousel, which is, I don't know, that's really hard to deal with, because for me, I went 4-8, and my win total that I have to get to is 8 wins a season, which means if I don't hit that every year, I could get fired, which means I get fired and I, would have to switch a team, but we want to all stay in the Big Ten and probably with our teams that we've been building up. So, at that point in the game, I'm screwed, because if I go back with Northwestern, I have to start back at ground zero in level 1, and I lose all that experience that I built through for 2 seasons already. So, it's something that I feel is really, you know, I don't want to say it's like a bad thing, but it kind of sucks knowing that if I don't play well, then like I'm screwed, especially when we're all in one conference and we're all playing user v user. It is mono e mono, and your stick skills against somebody else's, because easily if you're not a good user versus user player, you're gonna get fired, which I've come to figure out. But enough about that. So I'd give NCAA at this point 8 out of 10. They've done a lot of good things, a lot of things that I enjoy. I haven't really seen too many game-breaking glitches as of yet, except for one where you intercept the ball in the end zone and it gives them a touchdown, but whoever picked it off gets a touchdown for you. I don't know. That's a big glitch. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. It's not good. But as you can see right here, Nebraska scores 38-35, and right here is the drive of champions, I like to call it. You can see right here, I get stripped, and I'm like, oh god. Almost lost the game there, and I've got to somehow get a field goal. Right here, I make a huge pass to Rashard Lawrence on the out route, because at this point, you'll see in the entire drive, every play, he's running cover 2 man. Right here, I almost throw another pick trying to get to Rashard. Close. But again, I'm trying to abuse the man route, because I know he's running cover 2 man. He is, you know, sitting down. He is going to sit in that defense. He's going to win the game sitting in that defense. Right here, 1st and 10, I try to throw it. Almost picked off again. I almost have 4 turnovers on this. 3rd down here, almost have my 5th to the D tackle. But on 4th down, I hit my tight end, Vital, up this middle in a slant. Oh, huge play. I call a timeout, and I get 1 chance at the end zone. I drop back, throw to Young Blood Airy, and he catches it. Oh my god! But I get stopped right there in the middle. Have to kick a field goal ice. Thank god it's down the middle because I hit it. Going to overtime. Northwestern has a chance to keep their bull hopes alive. I call tails. Tails never fails. And look at that. I get it. I call defense first. I want to sit there because I hope I can stop them. I trust my defense to do something, but right here, there's 1 read option in overtime. And huge chunky yardage on 2nd down, 3rd and 8. Another read option right in a row. Basically the same play from the pistol, 1st down. Right here, drops back, runs slants, and my linebacker Ellis does not make a play on the ball, and it sucks. But down at the 1, right here, he runs another dive play, and perfect. Touchdown, I have to now score a touchdown. So I say, fuck it, I'm going to run a read option. And Kane Coulter, boom. Huge play right here. 1st down, inside the 10, time to go. 2nd down, Mike Trumpy goes up, whoop, spin move right there, and oh, he sailed out of the end zone right at the 1. So I decided to run a halfback sting, and I'm stuffed. Oh god, the pressure's on. 1 inch, I have to make it. I run a power out, switch the sides, and boom, he's a little over aggressive, gets cut. Touchdown, Vendrick Mark. Huge play right there. Right here, another man route against me, so I run another out, and Christian Jones, huge play inside the 5. Right here, I run a power play, and boom, Vendrick Mark gets to the end zone. Touchdown Northwestern. I go for the PAT. Right here, he tries to get it to the flat. Boom, my cornerback hit him in the backfield for a loss. Right here, another 3rd read option for him. Boom, he gets really close yardage. He gets 9 yards on that pop. Right here, he runs a power, same play I ran for a touchdown. Boom, Amir Abdullah gets almost to the goal line, or the 1st and goal yardage, but nope, they get another chance at a 1st down. He throws to Kenny Bell on an in route here, 2nd and 3. Right now, 3rd and 3. Ugh, I can't get it. I try to strip him, but I at least hold him out of the end zone, but it doesn't matter because his fullback gets in. Now at this point, I call a defense because I know he's going to go for a fake. He calls a timeout, so I think, he's going to go for a PAT. Nope. 4th read option in overtime, 4th 2-point conversion, and the win. Tough to lose a game like that. I hate losing games like that, especially a good game where you run a cheesy ass play, but whatever. Number 1 game for me, huge game. If we look at the scoring summary, I had to score 17 points, try to keep on par with him just to get it to overtime. And then in overtime, we battled out, duked it out, and the 2-point conversion gave him the win, so I can't really... I can knock him for that, whatever. Caden Coulter, huge day, 472 yards. Vendrick Mark, half 100 on him. And then we go here, Christian Jones and Kyle Prater, over 100 yards each. Kyle Prater almost had 200, which is great. Defense did what they could to try and stop Taylor Martinez, but that wasn't a lot. And if we look over at the Nebraska stats right now, Taylor Martinez had an okay day through the air, not definitely not a Kane Coulter status, but yeah, if you see right there, Mir Abdul and Kenny Bell, they had phenomenal days. So they're both back for Nebraska, and if I can stop them this year in Evanston, I could probably win that game. But we're going to go to the team stats. Look at this. I outgained him by far, but my turnovers killed me. So that's how I lost. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is UFC Wildcat signing out.